Operation Market Garden. And then it was with the Canadian Air Force for a time, and then it was modified for Basler and flew with the Mali Air Force for about 10 years. And then it came back, and then we started the ICECAP program, and Kinborg bought it basically based on that as their second Basler.
How many Basler do they have?
So they own 2.5 Baslers. NKB, which works for the US program,
Yeah.
JKB, which now works for the Australian program, and they have a half share in VKB, which is the one that Jim Happy flies in part for the Italian program,
Yeah.
and in part for the tourist operation at Union Glacier.
Okay.
The tourist operation at Union Glacier has a half share.
And they operate at least 3 more. They operate at least 3 more.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, 6 more.
6 more?
Or,
Wait,
2
yeah, 6
Russians,
more.
2
Yeah.
Russians, 2 Germans,
Yeah.
and then the Chinese.
Yeah.
So that's 5.
So the antennas under the wing are the same antennas that flew on the Spry NSF-TUD planes back in the 70s.
Okay.
So these were Danish designed, and they're about 40 years old now. And they still do a pretty good job.
And the space between the two is always the same?
It's mainly driven by where they are on the wings.
Mechanical.
Yeah, but I
consider-
mean, this price
No.
had the twin otters, so they're
No.
smaller.
No. This was so when they were flying these in the 70s, that was on an LC-130, and they actually
yeah,
had 4
okay.
of these antennas under one wing.
Wow.
They were close. They were spaced. Quite close.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but it's here. It's 19 meters. 19 meter separation.
19 meters.
Yeah. And then they flew on the Twin Otters for the SOAR program, mainly this type to get sunlight here through the 1990s.
Would you mind getting the door from me, Duncan?
Sure.
Just pull those 2 latches down.
Yeah.
It's a little bit higher than it usually is. That's good. No, that's fine. Pull out. Pull out.
Oh yeah.
And then hold on. Sorry. And then hook this on over there. And then if you would just hold this for me for a second.
This is a 360-degree camera that Greg has.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah. So from inside. This white area is the slippery part.
Okay.
So be careful on the white area.
Is it a window?
Well, yes, underneath is a window, but yeah. So, which way would you like to start from?
I guess we can start from the back moving forward.
Back moving forward? Okay. All right. So starting from the back, back here are instruments that look down underneath, and there are some clear windows here and a clear window here, and that is for scanning laser. So this scanning laser is made. Well, I guess you can actually tell me quite a bit more about
Yeah, so this we acquired this as part of Operation Iceberg. It is a photon counting scanning laser system, which shares many properties with the ICECAP mission, which will be launching in 2018. It's actually more complicated. So it's got 2 spinning prism wedges to spread the beam around.
The surface elevation.
So surface elevation, surface mapping. It is has been cantankerous, very difficult to work with because it is very mechanically complex. Also on there we have our inertial measurement unit, which determines the orientation of the aircraft, and the GPS. So that's all fairly self-contained.
Small satellite.
Yes.
Small satellite, yeah.
On board.
Yes.
This is a very large satellite, a very low. Yeah.
Yeah.
The plane is
by.
The plane is very. Yeah.
Yeah. And so beneath the floorboards we have a much simpler laser altimeter made by Regal, which is it's basically just a profile looking down, takes a measurement 4 times a second of the surface elevation, which we merge with the information from the IMU to get the surface elevation from the ranges and the aircraft orientation and position. We also have 2 cameras underneath the floor.
Yep, you can see here. There's the cameras. So you may notice just an SLR. This is a very simple setup. So an SLR, and then on the left side here is another network camera.
Okay.
And so they get some GPS, and then we can have position, but no orientation.
Yeah, the orientation is given
Yeah.
by the national.
But it's not really of the quality of for a satellite image. Just the fusing, the data is just not accurate enough. So really, it's more for interpreting science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see. Do you see crevasse? Do you see rock?
Yeah. Understanding what the radar is doing. Cyril Grimmer used the imagery to interpret what we were seeing on the radar for the surface reflecting, so for his work.
Yep, so we just keep it warm so that the moving parts are happy.
Yeah, I can still move.
Yes.
Yeah. So we typically fly with 6 seats. This is all we need for moving between different stations, but normally we just have 2 people on the survey flights.
Okay.
So it's very, very spacious.
Yeah?
Yes, it's very nice.
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit more about this, but this is all basically one system, right?
Yep, this is basically the gravity system. This is the gravimeter in here. You could take a peek. We need to keep it at a very constant temperature, and so it's in here. You can take a look inside.
Yeah, it is.
See, it's a square, and then it's on a rotating table, and so
Yeah.
it rotates inside to maintain the constant position, constant
Okay,
heading.
with a gyro.
With a gyro, and this one is also GPS stabilized, because at the poles the gyro is not that stable, and so it's much better to use both.
Yeah, the gravity meter is actually built by basically Moscow University. It's Russian. It's originally came out of old Russian nuclear submarines, the technology, but it's being marketed commercially. This is a joint share with a commercial exploration company in Perth.
A company that operates several meters, so they operate the survey for someone who wants to collect data.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so
but we own a quarter of this gravity meter, so we use it for the entire
well, anyways, this is our power system, so nothing too special there. Yeah. But moving up, I guess things become a little bit more interesting. So this is you could say, the heart of the data acquisition. The concept has been around since since the beginning of Don Blankenship, and probably quite similar since 2004. And this particular one was first flown maybe 2009, so it's about 5 years old, using this mostly this hardware. And so it collects all the scientific instruments. So the magnetometer data comes up here, and then it's collected into here. And we also have the laser. The single laser is collected, and some basic GPS, and
some GPS, high-resolution GPS timestamps, which we use to correlate everything.
yeah. So you can use very simple instruments, but use them in an airborne fashion. So things that people would use normally on the ground, you can use airborne as well, even if they're not specifically designed that way. And then this one also collects the radar. It controls the radar, so it generates the analog pulse.
Okay.
Yeah, and then sends it to our amplifier here. So this is the high power amplifier, manufactured in Australia, and so this amplifies it to a peak pulse power of 4,000 watts per side, so total 8,000 watts, and then the transmit goes to both antennas at the same time, and then the echoes are also collected.
So each antenna can send and receive.
Yes.
And we record for the last couple seasons. We've recorded those separately. So previously we'd merged them in analog, but now we're able to discriminate between echoes coming on one side to the other.
And you said you were also able to have nadir.
So yeah, we can now we're confident that we can discriminate nadir from non-nadir echoes. As which side to switch, it looks like we maybe don't have the right spacing to do that with this aircraft. But we're looking into helicopter-based systems which would allow us to vary that spacing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And
Where
then
do you put the antennas on the helicopters?
Booms underneath. Big booms.
yeah, we have seen they put a boom like the one
Yeah.
for the magnetometer, and we've seen one where they put one forward and one to each side. So we've seen this happen. So we hope it's quite possible.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, but interesting, very interesting challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have a number of dual carrier phase GPSs for the very precise positioning after the field season. We go and
Yeah.
process that.
You process with the one, for instance, you have
Yes.
on the tower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So
The
we
back
have.
process.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a GPS antenna on each wing, one on the tail, and one. At
Yeah.
the
So there's
center
one
of gravity.
basically right here, above
Yeah.
this spot right here, and if you look outside, you can see the GPS antenna on the wings, and on the tail as well. So yeah. So anyways, the signal comes back in here, and it's received and taken by this.
And on the screen you see.
So the acquisition system we keep separately from our quality control system. So the acquisition system spits out data, and it's obtained by another PC, and that allows us to monitor what all the instruments are doing. But if the quality control system goes down, it doesn't affect our acquisition.
Yeah. So it's but yeah. So we see graphs of what's happening and numbers.
And a radiogram.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a sense of how the radar is working. It's not as good as the final process stuff
Yeah.
that we see after the flights, but
Of course.
yeah. And then when we have two operators on board, we have a trained engineer like Greg here, who's there to put out the fires as things go wrong, and then we keep somebody who's not going to be distracted by that, just keeping aware of what the flight plan is and what lines we're on.
Yeah. And sometimes we're lucky enough to have two people who are
Yeah.
trained engineers as well. So yeah, let's see, amplifier, oscilloscope. I think it would be okay if you just poked your head into the flight deck. I think that would be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't hit anything, it's probably okay.
So the big change when they converted this from a DC-3 to a Basler is they changed the engines
Yeah.
from old piston-based engines to turbines. So basically jet engines with propellers on the front. But that meant they had to lengthen the aircraft, and then they obviously updated all the other flights from 1940.
Ah, yeah.
Yes. So all new electronics in the front.
Yeah.
I see. Normal Basler.
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
It's no, we don't have anything special.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll have maybe give them a display of from our stuff, but this year nothing special.
Ah, well,
Something like a special science display.
We give them the flight lines, so they have it on their GPS. They have to enter it manually. We're looking into digital upload, but that's not quite there yet. And then we monitor it back here, actually on an Android tablet, and
Yeah.
keep track of where we are on the flight.
Okay.
Okay.
That's impressive.
No, yeah.